Hello and welcome back to Earnternet, the place where we talk all things money and finance, but make it make sense. I'm your host, Jennifer.
And I'm Sam, and we are so glad to have you with us today. Jen, you look like you're pondering the mysteries of the universe over there. What's on your mind?
Oh, just the usual. The secret to happiness, the meaning of life, and why saving my first $100,000 feels like trying to push a boulder up Mount Everest with my teeth.
Ah, the infamous first 100K, the final boss of personal finance for so many people. It's funny you used the boulder analogy because I prefer a different one, a snowball.
A snowball? That sounds so much cuter and less painful, but it doesn't feel cute, Sam. It feels impossible. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. So today, I want you to break it down for all of us. Why is that first $100,000 the hardest money you will ever save?
I would love to. And you're right. It absolutely is the hardest. But the good news is, once you understand the why, the how becomes a clear roadmap. The reason it feels impossible is a combination of two things: brutal math and psychological warfare.
Okay, brutal math and psychological warfare sounds a little intense for a Tuesday morning, but I'm intrigued. Let's start with the math. Why is it so brutal?
It's all about the power, or in this case, the lack of power, of compound interest at the beginning. We all hear that quote from Einstein, right? Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world.
Right. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. I've seen the motivational posters.
Exactly. But what they don't tell you is that in the beginning, the eighth wonder of the world is, well, it's a little underwhelming. Let me give you an example. Let's say you work incredibly hard. You save up your first $1,000 to invest. You put it in a good, solid index fund that gets you an average 8% return per year.
Okay, $1,000, 8% return. I'm with you.
After an entire year of your money being invested, you will have earned $80.
$80? That's like 2 fancy coffees and a sad sandwich in New York. That is not motivating.
It's the opposite of motivating. You sacrificed, you saved, you did everything right, and your reward is barely enough for a mediocre lunch. Now let's fast forward. Imagine you have $100,000 invested. That same 8% return now earned you $8,000 in a year.
Whoa, okay, now that is a different story. $8,000 is a vacation. It's a significant chunk of rent. It's real money that you didn't have to clock in for.
Precisely. That's the brutal math. In the beginning, your returns are so small, they feel meaningless. The growth of your snowball comes almost 100% from the snow you are physically packing onto it yourself, meaning it's all from your savings. Your money isn't really helping you yet. You are doing all the work.
So that's the brutal math part. It feels like you're getting nowhere because mathematically you kinda are getting nowhere, at least in terms of investment growth. What about the psychological warfare part? That sounds dramatic.
It is traumatic because it's a battle happening inside your own head every single day. When you only have $1,000 saved and you see an ad for a $500 weekend getaway, your brain says, hey, that's half my savings. But I work so hard, I deserve it, and what's the point of saving anyway? My $80 return isn't going to make me rich.
Oh my God, you are literally in my brain right now. That exact thought process is my arch nemesis, the I deserve it monster.
It's everyone's arch nemesis because the reward for spending is immediate. You get the fun trip. The reward for saving is so far in the future, it feels like a fantasy. It's a constant war between your present self and your future self. And until you have a meaningful amount of money saved, your present self wins that war most of the time.
And that's not even mentioning lifestyle creep. You get a raise and instead of saving more, you just get a more expensive apartment or a fancier car. The goalpost just keeps moving further away.
Exactly. So to recap the why, the math is discouraging at the start, and the psychological battle to delay gratification is at its absolute peak. You're pushing a snowball that isn't rolling on its own yet in the middle of a mental blizzard.
Okay, I'm sufficiently depressed. We've established it's a nightmare. So now for the important part. How do we do it? Give us the game plan, Sam, the blueprint to get to that first 100K.
All right, let's build a roadmap. There are 4 main steps, and they're more about strategy and mindset than financial genius. Step 1 is the most important. You have to fundamentally change your mindset from being a spender to being an owner.
An owner? What does that mean?
It means you stop thinking of money as something to buy stuff with. Instead, start thinking of every single dollar as a tiny little employee. Your job isn't to spend your employees. Your job is to acquire as many as possible and send them out into the world to work for you 24/7 and bring back more employees.
I love that. A little army of dollar employees. So when I buy a $5 coffee, I'm not just spending $5, I'm firing 5 of my little employees who could have been working for me forever.
You got it. It completely reframes a decision. It's not about deprivation, it's about acquisition. You're acquiring assets, not liabilities. That's the mindset of the wealthy.
Okay, mindset shift, check. I am a CEO of my dollar employee army now. What's step 2?
Step 2 is what I call the brute force method. There's no sexy way to say this. In the beginning, you have to save an amount of money that feels slightly uncomfortable because your money isn't doing the heavy lifting yet. You have to. This means you need to get aggressive.
Uncomfortable. I don't like that word. Give me an example.
Let's say you're saving 10% of your income. The brute force method says, can I do 15%? What about 20%? What if I canceled 3 subscriptions, made coffee at home, and brought my lunch to work 3 days a week? Could I get to 25%? It's a short-term, aggressive push to build that initial snowball base as fast as humanly possible.
So it's like the initial, really hard push to get the snowball moving. It takes a huge burst of energy.
The biggest burst of energy, which leads directly to step 3, increase the size of your shovel.
My shovel? Are we building a snowman now?
Metaphorically, your shovel is your income. You can only save so much by cutting expenses. At some point, you can't cut anymore. The fastest way to build your snowball is to have a bigger shovel to dump more snow on it. This means focusing on increasing your income.
So asking for a raise, developing a new skill that makes you more valuable, or the dreaded side hustle?
All of the above. The goal for the first 100K isn't just to save, it's to earn. Maybe you drive for Uber for 6 months. Maybe you take a course to get a promotion. The extra $500 or $1,000 a month you can earn goes directly onto the snowball. It's rocket fuel for the early stages.
Okay, that makes sense. Brute force savings combined with a bigger income shovel. It's a 2-pronged attack. What's the final step? Step 4.
Step 4 is a secret weapon to win the psychological war. Automate everything.
Ah, the classic pay yourself first.
It's classic because it works. But I want you to think of it differently. Don't think of it as paying yourself. Think of it as a bill. Your savings are a bill. It's your most important bill. More important than Netflix, more important than your phone bill. The day you get paid, you have an automatic transfer set up to send that 15, 20, or 25% straight to your investment account.
So the money is gone before you can even miss it. You're taking willpower out of the equation.
You're completely removing it. Willpower is a finite resource. You can't rely on it. You can't trust your future self to make the right decision after a long, hard day at work when that I deserve it monster is whispering in your ear. So you take the decision away from them. You automate it. The system does the work for you.
That is so powerful. So the 4 steps are adopt an owner's mindset, use the brute force method to save aggressively, increase your income or your shovel, and automate your savings so you can't sabotage yourself.
That's the blueprint. It's not easy, but it is simple, and it works.
So when does the magic happen, Sam? When does it stop feeling like pushing a boulder and start feeling like a snowball rolling downhill?
The tipping point is different for everyone, but you really start to feel it around the $50,000 mark. And by the time you hit $100,000, the magic is undeniable. Let's go back to our math. At $100,000 earning 8%, your money is making you $8,000 a year. That's $667 a month.
Wow. Your little army of dollar employees is now sending you a check for $667 every single month, whether you get out of bed or not. Suddenly, your own savings aren't the only thing growing your wealth anymore. You have a powerful partner, your own money.
And the next $100,000 is way faster to get, right?
Infinitely faster. Because now you're saving your own money, plus you're getting thousands of dollars in growth every year. The snowball is finally big enough to have its own gravity. It starts picking up more snow all by itself as it rolls downhill. And that, right there, is when you know you've won the hardest battle. The first 100K is a test of discipline. Everything after that is a test of patience. Wow, that actually makes it feel possible. Not easy, but possible. It's a clear strategy instead of a vague, scary mountain. Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. Just remember, every millionaire had a moment where they were staring at their first $1,000 in savings, thinking it was hopeless. The difference is they just didn't stop.
What a perfect place to end. Don't stop. Well, that's all the time we have for today on Earnternet. We hope we've demystified that big, scary number for you.
Join us next week for another deep dive into the world of finance. Until then, stay curious and keep building that snowball.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.